Can you put a shipping container on your property in the United States? That sounds like a simple question, and that is exactly where most people get it wrong. A container can be a temporary moving box, it can be construction storage, it can be a farm storage, it can be a commercial storage, it can sit loose on the ground, it can be anchored, wired, modified, roofed, screened, or used every day. The same steel box can generate a completely different permit question. Yeah, hi, I'm Andy, and I know containers, born and raised in Germany, now here in Australia to help you make better container decisions. And I've been working with shipping containers for 15 years, and here you get clear, honest information so you can make your container decisions way better. And one thing matters more than everything else in the US. There is no single nationwide yes or no answer. The answer is local, city, county, zoning department, building department, fire department, HOA, and the authority having jurisdiction. People often call that AHJ. So it is practical orientation and not a legal advice. Before you buy, always check your local city or county rules. The biggest mistake is thinking it's just a shipping container. To you, it is storage. To the city, it might be a portable storage unit. To the building department, it might become an accessory structure. And to zoning, it might be outdoor storage. To an HOA, it might be prohibited completely. To the fire department, it might affect access. And to the neighbor, it might be an eyesore. So that is the whole problem. A shipping container is simple as a product. The permit question is not simple. The permit question depends on what you use it for, how long it stays there, where it sits, where it is visible, whether it is fixed, and what local rules call it. That is the logic you need. Let's start with the easiest version, temporary storage. You're moving house, you're renovating, you need storage during construction. You need a container for a short project. This can be the simple case. Many local rules treat temporary storage containers differently from permanent storage. So often see time limits like 30 days or 60 days or a project-related period during construction or remodeling. Those numbers are not national rules, they are local patterns. And one town may allow a temporary container for a short period with no major process. Another town may require temporary use permit. Another may limit how often you can place one in a year. And another may care about residential zones, visibility setbacks, or whether it blocks driveways and sidelines. So the safe sentence is this: temporary storage may be easy, local rules decide how easy. Before delivery, ask, how long can it stay? Do I need temporary permit? Can it be on a driveway? Can it be in the front yard? Can it be visible from the street? And can it be on a road, sidewalk, or public right-of-way? The last one is important. A container on your own property is one question. A container on a street, sidewalk, alley, a public easement, or right-of-way is a different question. That often triggers a permit very quickly. Yeah, so permanent storage is a different conversation. A container that stays for a few days during a move is one thing. A container that sits in the backyard for years is another thing. Once it becomes long-term, cities and counties may treat it like an accessory structure, shed, outdoor storage, cargo container, or building. That can trigger rules for setbacks from property lines, lot coverage, height, screening, foundation, or support, anchoring, stormwater, drainage, visual impact, neighborhood character, zoning, fire access, and property maintenance codes. So this is the part many buyers miss. They buy a container first, the container is delivered, a neighbor complains, then the letter arrives, and the question is not longer what container should I buy. Now the question is, can I legally keep this here? And that is the expensive order of operations. The correct order is simple: check the site first, check the local rule, then buy the container. The same container can get a different answer depending on the zone. A container behind a warehouse in an industrial zone is one situation. A container in a suburban front yard is another situation. A container on farmland is also another situation, or a container next to a small business might be another situation as well. Residential areas are often the most sensitive. Cities and counties may care about appearance, screening, setbacks, driveway placement, property values, neighborhood character, and complaints. Industrial and commercial zones are often more container-friendly because storage is closer to the normal land use. Still, that does not mean approval-free. Outdoor storage, fire lanes, parking, circulation, screening, and zoning conditions can still matter. Rural land can be easier in some places and harder in others. Agriculture, floodplain, wildfire risk, road access, and county rules all matter. This is why state-by-state advice is not enough. The city or county rule is usually the one that bites.
So quick note, if you're not sure which container even fits your build, start with the quiz on shipping-containers.com.au that defines your use case before you spend money. Back to the video.
Yeah, a container behind a fence in the backyard is different from a container sitting in the front yard. A container in the driveway is different from a container behind the barn. A container visible from the street is different from a container screened from view. Many local rules care about visibility. Many care about setbacks. Many care about not blocking driveways, easements, drainage paths, utilities, fire access, or sidewalks. A good question to ask before delivery is, where exactly can it sit on my lot? Not generally exactly front yard, side yard, rear yard, driveway, behind the fence, on gravel, on blocks, on slab. Behind the screening, you want the answer before the truck arrives, because moving a container twice is expensive. Yeah, a loose storage container is one thing. A modified or permanent setup starts to look like a structure. Permit risk goes up when you add footings, concrete piers, anchors, tie-downs, a roof, over it an awning, a deck, windows, extra doors, electrical power, lighting, plumbing, HVAC installation, interior linings, racks fixed on the walls, a business use or regular customer access. The more it behaves like a building, the more likely the local authority will treat it like one. A container is strong for shipping. That does not automatically answer site engineering. Wind matters, snow load matters in many states, seismic areas matter, flood zones matter, hurricane regions matter, wildfire areas matter, anchoring matters. So a container can weigh several thousand pounds and still need tie-down or engineered support depending on the site use. Heavy does not mean automatically compliant. This is a very US-specific trap. You can check the city and still get blocked by the private restrictions, HOA rules, CC&Rs, subdivision covenants, architectural review boards, rental community rules, mobile home park rules, commercial lease restrictions. A city may allow a storage container, your HOA may not. A county may not care, your subdivision rules may care a lot. Before you buy, check two layers, public rules and private rules. Public rules mean city, county, zoning and building department. Private rules mean HOA, CC&Rs, lease and subdivision restrictions. People forget the second layer all the time. Here's a practical script. Call the city or the county and say, I want to place a shipping container on my property for my storage only. It will be located at this address. It will stay there for this long. It will be placed in this part of the lot. It will be not used for living, businesses, office, or public access. It will or will not be anchored, powered, modified, or visible from the street. Do I need a permit and what rules apply? That's a clean question. So then ask the follow-ups. Is a temporary storage allowed? How long can it stay? Do I need temporary use permit? Is permanent storage really allowed? Is it treated as an accessory structure? What setbacks apply? Does it need screening? Can it be in the front yard or driveway? Can it be visible from the street? Does it need anchoring or a foundation? Do zoning overlays apply? Do fire access and easements limit placement? Do I need building approval if it's for long term? Does adding power and modifications change the answer? That one call can save you from buying the right container for wrong property. So here's a short buyer checklist. First, define the use, storage only. Second, define the duration, temporary or permanent. Third, define the site, residential, rural, commercial or industrial. 4th, define the placement, front yard, backyard, driveway, side yard, behind a fence on public land. 5th, define performance, loose on the ground, blocked, anchored on piers, on a slab. 6th, define services, no power, no plumbing, no HVAC or something added. 7th, define visibility, street facing, screened behind a building, behind fencing. 8th, check the restrictions, HOA, CC&Rs, lease subdivision rules. 9th, ask the HHA, city or county first, building department or zoning department. Then HOA is relevant. 10th, get the answer in writing if possible. Email is better than a phone memory. This is how you avoid the usual mistake. So here are a few red flags before you buy. 1, no permit needed anywhere. That is not a serious answer in the US. 2, it's portable, so rules don't apply. Portable does not always mean exempt. 3, it's only storage. Storage still has zoning and placement rules. 4, nobody will see it. Neighbors see more than you think. 5, I'll deal with permits later. Later usually costs more. 6, the seller said it is fine. The seller does not enforce your local code. The HHA does. Here's the whole video in one sentence. A short-term storage container may be simple, but a permanent, visible, anchored, modified, powered or locally restricted container needs checking before delivery. That is it. Storage is easier than living. Storage is not automatically approval free. The container is the easy part. The site is the real question. So, do you need a permit for a shipping container on your property in the US? Sometimes no, sometimes yes. Often it depends on duration, zoning, visibility, placement, and permanence and local rules. Don't guess. Ask the city or the county before delivery. If this helped, drop the like and subscribe. And if you're planning a container project or looking for containers, start at shipping-containers.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.